just shits himself when he's like finished drinking.
Badly.
Yeah, fuck that. All right. Welcome back to the Smoke and Mirrors Podcast, your destination for the latest in streaming, movie, and reviews. We are your hosts, Rob, Dave, and Triz. All right, so this week we give you our thoughts on our usual TV fare, the stuff that we've been catching up with throughout the day. Also, a little anime sprinkled in there. Gotta add that anime. We also discuss Neil Jordan's new film, Marlowe, starring Liam Neeson, and we'll also give you our thoughts on Fast X. Another big thank you to Universal and Universal NBC for the premiere tickets. It was awesome.
Yep.
Now let's start the show. How we living there, fellas? On
Yeah,
this
good.
convivial Thursday.
I was just like on a fucking tear through Zelda at the moment, so I feel like my whole body's got cotton mouth. But it's just the fact that I've just been staring at the screen for so fucking long every day.
Jesus. Yeah, man, ours is good. Just been kind of. I don't know what week this is, but we've gotten a fuckload of trailers this week.
Oh yeah.
Like we got the Extraction 2 trailer, we got the Haunted Mansion trailer, the Creator trailer, and we got which one?
The Creator looks great.
Yeah, and that Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. It looks unbelievable.
Neck and neck. Extraction 2 and Dead Reckoning was like neck and neck for me.
Yeah.
But then I saw Cruise like do the dip under the train with the tunnel, and I was like, nah, that go. It looks like it's gonna be a great bloody train stunt.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. That Eastside Morales is gonna be a fucking problem. There's a fucking problem in that movie.
I was killing myself laughing with that Creator trailer because every time I see it come up, I'm like, the Creator. And I was just like, no, Tyler.
No, obviously Tyler.
Yeah, that like I don't know if there's something that's happening this week, but there was a lot. I was just happy about it. But yeah, all those trailers are available on our channel. So check the link in the description after the video is uploaded.
What's his face? It's summer, dude. It's American summer. Literally, no pun, heating up over there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
humidity.
It's hot boy summer.
Chat it out.
Jesus. All right. Jump into our thoughts there. So Succession this week was quite good.
It was really good.
I
felt like I was watching the most illegal shit in the world, though.
Yes. I reckon what we saw is 100% what happens over at Fox.
Yeah.
And I know that what's his face is on the floor. What's his name? Roger Murdoch is on the floor directing, putting out fires, directing. I know he's doing that shit and pushing his own narrative at the same time.
That's crazy, eh? Whatever serves them the best. And it was funny because Kendall was kind of like seesawing in between.
Yeah.
It's like ethically we shouldn't be shaping the narrative. That should be legit results that we're getting from these zones and territories and whatnot. But Roman was like, nah, fuck all that. I'm gonna do it. And then Shiv's also trying to do her thing on the side and trying to fuck the boys over. Which is kind of crazy. It was only when Kendall found out the betrayal, which has been a long time coming. This is like building up.
Yeah.
And it was full-time Gregor. I need you, Greg. I'm going to bust you down, full-time Greg.
No, not me.
I can't Greg tonight.
Greg tonight. Security, can we get security on the floor, please?
It's crazy, that rule. And I guess that was the reason why, is that it can't ever be influenced. But it is influenced.
100%.
Know what I mean? Like
in the moment, Logan wouldn't like to do it in the moment. He doesn't like to interfere in the moment. But before the moment, fuck, we're doing all that.
yeah.
We're greasing palms. We're doing everything we can. Do we have our insurgents over there? Do we have people that we can put into play to cause a ruckus or something like that over there?
Yeah.
Where we're doing all that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to report on it at my news station. Wow.
And they had all those last minute deals and everything.
Jesus.
There's a moment in this episode where I completely went from like, because I like Shiv as a character, but there's a moment in this episode where I was like, nah, cut off 100%. Don't want anything. Like, there's no way back for me.
Yeah.
There's when she's manipulating Tom, she's like, do you not care for me? My father died.
Yeah.
My father just died. I need you to take that into consideration. When that fails, she's like, I'm pregnant with your baby.
Yeah.
And Tom's like, is this another play?
Mm.
And I was like, that's my boy, Tom.
Even
Right there.
like you, though.
I wasn't expecting it because the whole episode is like, I'm like the center of the universe. I'm the one that's like running the show or whatnot.
Mm.
And everyone just ran roughshod of this poor.
Even Greg.
Yeah. And it's funny that those guys that are supposed to be harmless and not affect the organization can tip the balance.
Mm.
Like Tom himself telling Greg and verifying all this bullshit with Mattson.
Yeah.
To then Greg going to Kendall.
What does he say to Greg? No. That's something that you keep for the
secrets.
Secrets, yeah. You keep it for the opportune moment or something like that.
Secrets is like a fine wine. You keep it and you hold it and you wait for the perfect time to smash someone's fucking face in. I was like, wow, there's some teeth on Tom that I've never seen before.
I love it. It's funny.
I was like, that's Tom's character.
That is Tom's character. You know what? He already tried to do it with the siding with Logan.
Yeah.
Against the kids. Like he knows. I think Tom can see the bigger play as well, better than the three of them can. I think Greg does too.
I think there might be something in the fire there. I think Greg and Tom, the Tomlet might be
Disgusting Brothers have got something.
Yeah, they got something like ready to go with Mattson.
I think so. Mattson shouldn't. I don't think he'd like to see a man sort of emasculated the way that Shiv was emasculating Tom.
Yeah,
continues to emasculate Tom.
Yeah, especially with his own situation,
That's
whether it be real or not.
I doubt
He's still the master manipulator.
Yeah. Exciting, man. Very exciting.
4 episodes left, I think.
Really? So this should go vlog as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Because there's still a lot to sort of wrap up. There's still going to be the fallout from all the bullshit that happened to like that night.
Yeah.
Them calling it before it was actually like legal to call it. And them saying like, we'll just go to court for it. It's okay.
We'll just say it's pending. It's pending.
How was Connor? How was Connor like weaseling his way into that political party?
I think he's smarter than he makes out sometimes. You could tell by the wording of his speech and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, it's almost like he had thought out everything already. He knew he was going to lose. He knew that he could carry favor with
Mencken.
Yeah, Mencken, with Jared Mencken. I think it's planned for him, and it's weird because what's her face isn't showing any emotion either. What's her name?
Willa.
It's almost like she knew the plan as well. Yeah.
What was his little? I'm a billionaire. So what?
Yeah.
Far out.
But those are essentially Trump's the earlier sort of speeches. Like, I can't be bought. I'm a billionaire. You know what I mean? We're just throwing money in people's faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or throwing his money in people's faces.
Overall, really, really good episode, man.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Moving on, Ted Lasso.
Mm.
Lasso picked it up, man. I know that the episode again wasn't Ted centric, but there was a lot going on. So I didn't expect the time jump and them just having Nate kind of resign and
Yeah.
then the fallout from that. And overall, it was just it was this really emotional episode.
Mm.
And I know the whole point of the episode was to make you feel for Nate.
Yeah.
Like this one's to humanize Nate so that the climb back can happen.
What's his face? Ted was already cooking something up. As soon as he saw that in the paper, he was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
What else? We had Rebecca go to Akufo's his Super League.
Super League meeting, yeah.
That was disgusting though. But completely like on brand for the super rich elite.
We want to make something that's just for the elites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in essence, would bring a lot of business into Nigeria at the same time. Would be cool.
Yes, it would, but who in Nigeria is going to be able to pay for that?
That's right, yeah. So he's trying to get people, as he's trying to do like the new Dubai
Yeah.
sort of setup.
Which Nigeria already kind of is. Like, it's beautiful out there, man.
Mm.
It's really nice out
Yeah.
there. Fucking Akufo. That guy knows.
I hated the shit that he was doing to Sam.
Oh yeah. That's for me, that's the worst. But then to see what Jamie did for Sam in the episode was beautiful as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just sort of knowing that Sam, like he was ready, he was chosen, but just that fucker blocked it.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Couldn't have caught me getting emotional at Rebecca's speech there.
Mm.
Only because like I was thinking of film when she's kind of going through it and how like sometimes we just come into it and we're just like, fuck this shit, it was trash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And forget about like just the pure love that we had and the sort of journey coming into that sort of shit.
Oh man. Like I was thinking about how we we wouldn't even see some movies. We never had money to see movies.
Yeah.
We just didn't have movie money. We'd have to wait until, that movie came out on VHS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like, we were, I think, one of the holidays, the summer holidays when when True Lies came out. We were like two boys that were like, did you watch True Lies? We're gonna go again, and we were like, no.
We didn't even see the kids fair. Yeah.
This is crazy.
There were years there, I think, when we first migrated over where we just like the first 4 years, nothing. We didn't see anything until 96.
Yeah. And I think it opened up. 96 was like Mission Impossible and stuff like that, and bloody Stargate and Dumb and Dumber, and
Yeah.
that sort of fair. Yeah, it was weird. We started our movie journey like that, but yeah, I was getting like sort of flashbacks of that. And now, like, I mean, honestly, I haven't paid to see a movie this year.
Yeah, me neither. Did I? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Actually, Super Mario. I did Super Mario.
Ah, very good, very good.
Evil
Well,
Dead Rise for me.
You had already seen that on the free though.
on the arm.
On the PR.
But yeah, just being in a position now where I could literally go to the movies whenever I want, like it's just great.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, it was a great episode. I know people are sort of ragging on the show because it's just not as much Ted in there.
You know what? I am just really happy it wasn't a real emotional episode just about Ted.
Yeah.
Like I've had enough of those. He needs to nut up now. Like Mandem need to grow some balls.
It's
What
true.
a fucking moustache. Earn the moustache, Ted.
I also think it's a testament to the characters.
Yeah.
Because I was never missing Ted in the episode.
He was always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Roy thing. We saw that coming a mile away though. Like
Yeah. That was I knew that he was gonna get back together with Keely. As soon as she came back like downstairs and was talking to Rebecca, I was like, yep, that shot's just a little bit too wide there, mate. Cue Roy in 3, 2.
there it is. I love the little whistle he does.
What are we seeing with Roy though? Roy's going into a little like tie-dye slay era or something.
Jesus.
Bit of emo there. He's feeling himself a little bit.
Yeah. Letting a lot of his shit go.
Yeah.
I think the more he hangs with Ted and he's in that circle, the more he's kind of like letting go of a lot of his shit.
Yeah. I think it'll be the test will be when we see Nate sort of join.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Whistle.
I hope he starts again as Talboy.
Yeah.
He won't.
He
Ted
won't.
won't ever do that to him.
I was like this whole time I've been fucking laughing to myself because I just see a selfie of an O with a mustache just saying all Magnum, no PI.
Silo as well, episode 3 this week or last week. This one was about Julia and now the mayor and Oyolowo's deputy going down to the bottoms to go give her the news that she was appointed, and if she wants it, but she has to make a choice in that moment what she wants to do. Does she want to stay down at the bottoms to fix that machine, or is she going to go up and be sheriff? And she gives them an ultimatum. She's like, I will be sheriff, but I need to fix this machine first, because if I don't, we're all fucked. So in order for them to do it, they need to put the whole silo, like just cut the power for like a whole night while they open the machine up and then replace all the blades. It's fucking like, that was intense, because in order to do that, they also need to cut the steam power, which then like makes everything overheat.
Yeah.
And they've got to fix it in between that. And then she jumps in the fucking pipes, the hose and shit, and she's trying to like cool it down manually. It was wild. But yeah, when they shut the silo down though, the screen that you see outside flickers like dirty, like how they get them to clean.
Yeah.
Flickers dirty first, and then it quickly flickers green, and then it flicks off.
It's a video.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers. So that means that chick is still alive? His wife?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to come back. The other thing that you've seen a bit more of Common's character. He's like the judicial enforcer, and he's trying to sort of sway the mayor and the deputy to sort of stop in by judicial. Because the other cool thing that they did was they showed you all the different levels. So one level, like Matrix Reloaded, you know how all the different levels in Zion were four different things.
Purpose.
Yeah. So one's like growing fresh produce, and one's a birthing floor, and then one's like, all different.
Cattle, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of got like a little tour and real people and stuff. It was pretty cool. But at the end of the episode, the mayor drops down like dead in like a seizure, and, like blood coming out of her mouth. So I don't know if she was poisoned or whatnot. Yeah. There is a point in the episode where she tries to sway Tim Robbins' character to go with the appointment of Julia as sheriff, because they need backing, because Judicial also had their guy. And that's what Common's character was kind of doing, was like trying to say, like, here's a pie, strawberries that we grew out here. Like, enjoy yourself, but put my man in.
And my dog too.
What's cool though is that they don't make him out to be a full-on villain. So he's got a son, and when the power goes out, like, he's there sort of comforting him and being there. It's not bad, kind of multifaceted. This one had some really good momentum, and then the payoff with the trying to fix the machine at the end of it was pretty fucking cool. But now I want to see what she's gonna do when she's swimming with the sharks. You know what I mean?
In the deep water.
Yeah. Because now she's got the big gig.
Commissioner Gordon.
And I would take no for an answer. What if Gordon was just like, fuck that noise? All that stress?
I'm doing it down here.
Yeah.
You didn't know what I was doing in the first place.
I'm running things.
Who's Gordon?
Fucking hell.
Well, tell us about the clearing there, champion.
Yeah, big thank you to Disney for giving us
Disney Plus.
Yeah. Huge thank you to giving us an opportunity to watch the first 2 episodes of The Clearing. So this came out today, but we got a chance to watch it tomorrow.
Next week.
Next week
comes out next week. Yeah, next week Thursday. Next week. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yep. 24th of May. Sorry about that.
No,
this one was all right. So the first episode gives you basically an introduction to the main character, Miranda Otto. There's a lot of stuff going on at the beginning of this. You see a little girl walking down a road by herself after school. She finds another girl who's carving a name into a tree. A bit of conversation goes past, and then a bit of coercing into writing her own name in the tree. She still doesn't do it, but the girl offers to do it herself. And that's when a van pulls up and kidnaps the girl. And you find out the other girl carving the name was in cahoots with the people kidnapping this girl.
Dirty fuck.
Yeah. And it opens up into this big sort of, it seems like they're taking all of these children and just housing them and like homeschooling them, teaching them. Seems very religious as well, almost cult-like behavior that's going on. It was fucking weird. They like forcefully bleach all the children's hair blonde so they all look the same, things like that. It all serves a purpose, getting closer and like further into the episode. The thing that was throwing me off with the show when I was watching it was the time jumps almost felt the same period-wise. And I was trying to understand that.
I think that was intentional, the time jumps between them, so that you couldn't tell, because at the time there's also another little girl that's been kidnapped.
Yeah, but then they sort of play their card really early, and then after that the time jumps are just sort of like, why can't you just play it thematically? But this was interesting. Miranda Otto, I reckon she plays this really well. Um, I always forget the lady's name who plays the mother in here, though.
Teresa Palmer.
That's the one. Yeah. She's got like a weird vibe about her in the show that throws me off.
Yeah, I think that's because she was part of the cult.
Yeah.
So you find out by the end of the first episode that the time jumps are because she was in charge of the little girl that was kidnapped
Mm.
when she was like 13.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was like, it's wild because you see someone reintegrated into modern society that was part of a cult. And we always hear those stories of, I escaped a cult and now I'm like living a normal life.
Yeah.
Like this cult that they're in is zero technology. I'm pretty sure they churn their own fucking butter and shit like that. So it's almost like they just went from 1930s. That's all the technology we got. Everything else has to be done manually.
So
And
they're like, what's his face? The Amish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and it's almost like they use that as a barrier for the kids.
Mm.
Because there's a little girl that's like, I have dessert every night. I watch TV. I like do this. The little girl that's kidnapped and she's talking to the other kids, and the other kids are like, "You're fucking lying."
Yeah.
There's a lot more to dig into in that second episode because
Yeah.
now we kind of find out that it's her. Like she was the little girl, but the paranoia is kicking in.
Mm.
And I likes the paranoia sort of side of shit because as a parent you have that anyways. But if you know the shit that's like potentially coming for you, everything seems paranoid.
Yeah.
Everything seems like you need to protect people even from your own mother. So I think that's her birth mother. There's her birth mother that's kind of in there that visits, and she's almost alien to her.
Yeah.
But then her abductee mother, she's like closer to.
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's also a scam that's yeah. It is almost like this extreme case of Stockholm syndrome. And I don't know if she's kind of playing that world to um to kind of keep the peace. Know what I mean? So that nothing happens to her son. And also to make sure that she knows what she like that they're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool like it's pretty cool watching it as an Australian show. I love the setting. I love like these kind of investigative shows where they're flipping back and forth. It kind of gave me vibes of Under the Banner of Heaven.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how that level of or that sect of Mormonism was very very cultish.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, they started growing their fucking beards and they like
Yeah.
nah, you can't do this anymore, you can't do that. And it was just wild.
Mm.
It kind of like goes into that.
Mm.
But the performances are on point. Teresa Palmer, I think does well. Miranda Otto, like you said, was fire. Guy Pearce as well is also really really good in this.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he's playing like a more villainous role,
I was
slimy.
He was a cult leader.
He's like the cult physician.
Yeah. It's just so weird. Guy Pearce does play it really well. It's good to hear Guy Pearce's just normal Aussie accent as well, actually
Yeah.
coming into play. But he's very well dressed. He's hosting like this. He does a case study up on stage for all these people, explaining all the stuff that he does. I think he's like a physics major or something like that as well.
Yeah.
But it was really cool, that second episode. It really does like dive more into it. But it's cool to see like the beginning as well as the end of that case that happened back when
Yeah.
Miranda Otto was a kid. Because it's almost like you're piecing it together from both sides until you get to the middle and you see what
Yeah.
really happens here.
I found it crazy that the cops were actually onto them as a cult.
Yeah.
And there there was actually this one time where the cops like taking photos and stuff like that, and the abducted girl is in the shot, but because she's changed her hair, it's not like he can piece it together right there and then.
Yeah. It's wild what they've done though, because when they first abduct this girl, the lady who abducted the girl gets like completely told off for actually kidnapping the girl in the first place, because
Yeah.
they were running scams. They were going like it was like unwanted children from hospitals, orphanages, things like that, and they were adopting children, and they were just jumping from business to business, almost just getting all these kids, because they got like almost like it feels like 20 something kids around there that
Hmm.
they're just looking after. And how they treat these children is fucking crazy as well. You do service for the cult, and that's when you'll get a steak or something like that. You get no food if you do something wrong. They'll portion everything out and they write it down in a book as well. So you see like a little girl get 3 pieces of a carrot, and that was it for dinner. It was crazy.
Dirty fuckers.
I'm dying if I go to a cult and they start doing that shit and they're rationing the food and whatnot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna wake me up the next morning for fucking jumping jacks.
I know.
Because they put them like through like monkey bars and shit like that. You know, kids, they got mad energy. Like, not when you feed me 3 fucking carrots. Tell you that much.
You want me to hit these jumping jacks? I'm gonna need them hungry jacks, my friend.
But yeah, overall, I will continue the show.
Hmm.
I'll give it another one. I think it's like 6 episodes, anyways.
Yeah.
It's some
Pretty
mini
quick.
series, yes.
Yeah, it's just that quick 6.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the tone. I'm actually liking this from a Australian point of view,
Mm.
because we don't consume as much Australian sort of fare, whatnot.
Mhm.
Um,
They need to
yeah.
get the game up. I'm sorry.
Well, they've had some hitters. Apparently, that Mystery Road is fire. The FYR guys were saying, and also that Mister In Between, that is the shit. Fuck, that's good. The maino in there, Ray, reminds me of the Ray we know.
Really?
Yeah, and he's a bad cut.
Fuck, I just got the hiccups already.
Ooh.
It's about to go off. But no, quickly for the anime segment. So with Hell's Paradise, we've seen Gubby Morrow as well as the crew that is with like stumble across this village, and apparently it's a village for hermits on this island, right? These are the actual human guys that they do all the gardening basically. But when they get there, it's all fucked up. It's run over with vines. There's no one there until they run into this little girl, and they chase after this girl, and this massive tree demon comes after them. They end up taking this dude down, and then he starts speaking, and they understand it. And he's like, give me the girl back. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just her caretaker. She's my ward. We live in this village. And they take them in. They let them have a bath, and they begin to explain how everything goes on the island. So you have the Soshin, which is all of those like Buddhist style demons that I've been talking about. That's happening on this island. That habitate. I don't know, something like that. But
habitat.
that's the one. But there's also gods on this island, and you get to see a quick glimpse of them. So to one of the convicts, you find out that one of the executioners is his brother, and he became an executioner to free his brother from the prison that he was in. And they're on this island together, and they run into these two ladies just fooling around in this tree. I'm not going to go into detail. And then they they notice them watching, and one of them turns into a dude. Yeah. And then he fucks those 2 guys up.
I thought you were going to say he fucks those 2 guys. This is going a direction I didn't think it would.
Really
But
is
tell
Hell's
me
Paradise.
more.
The devil's threesome, is it?
The conga line of carnage.
So you find out that the island, the name that the shogunate has given the island, which is the Soshenkyu, it's meant to mean paradise. but it's actually called Kotaku, which is another name for it that was created by the gods. You find out that it's not a fruit that creates the elixir, it's something completely different that's actually crafted by the gods. And it almost flows into this sort of Adam and Eve type of narrative when it comes to this island as well. So the elixir is the apple, and because all these men have been trying to get there and they've been dying, this is the consequence for picking the apple and eating it. So now it was all a lot of character progression with all of that too, and understanding the island. It was a big piece for that as well. So that was pretty cool. Gabimara didn't see any of the stuff happening with those two gods. They haven't stumbled across them yet. We just know that the girl and that tree demon, they're just doing their own thing basically. So that was the end of this episode, and we'll get to find out more next. Fingers crossed.
So they're saying that Kotaku is a small, in size, obsessive fan.
That's an otaku.
I don't know. An otaku is an obsessive fan with
Yeah.
ko meaning small.
Okay. This would be something different then. It still says Kotaku. I was reading it through. I didn't see any descriptions for it. Maybe it's just a name. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the end of this one. It was cool to get like a mad description for the island and like the information behind it. But then moving into Demon Slayer, it was another big character progression piece, but it was for that guy with the sawn off blick. So his name's Genya, and he's part of the Demon Slayer Corps. When you see him, he turns around and he looks at Tanjiro, and this guy is like a full-on demon. Like he's a demon as well, but he's able to control it much like Tanjiro's sister. It goes into his backstory, and he's just a dick to everyone. Like that's how everyone knows Genya in the Demon Slayer Corps. Like he just doesn't want friends, anything like that. But then as a child, he had brothers, he had sisters, they all loved each other dearly. He had a mother, he had a deadbeat father who left. And the mother was like, just getting money for all of them to live. And you find out that one of his brothers, Sanemi, is actually one of the Hashira for the Demon Slayer Corps, which plays further on in the episode as well. So one night they're sleeping, their mum doesn't come home from this trip that she was doing. And so Sanemi and Genya are like, all right, cool, we've got to go look for her. And Sanemi's like, I'll go, you stay, look after the kids. No worries. Genya's there waiting. And then you just see this thing smash through the fucking door and kills. And so the kids get up and they're like, oh, there's something at the door. And Genya's like, don't do it. This thing fucking smashes through and just cuts all these kids. Just kills all of them except for Genya.
Damn, the younglings.
I know. Straight up Anakin. It was wild. And then you see this thing and it starts looking at Genya. And then Sanemi comes through and just fucking starts fighting this thing, throws it out the window, and they're fighting down the streets in this old, like, Japanese village. And you find out it was the fucking mum. She got turned into a demon as well.
That dirty bitch.
Yeah. And so they end up killing the mum. Genya says some fucking vile shit to his brother for killing his mum. And they end up just making a pact where they're like, we have to look after each other now. It's just you and I. And that's how they join the Demon Slayer Corps. But then you find out Genya can't use any of the magic that a Demon Slayer can, but Sanemi could, so he excelled straight away. And that's why he became a Hashira. Genya got really jealous and he's just trying really hard now. And that's why he has the sawn-off shotgun as well, because he can't use any magic. So he's got a sword and a gun.
Abracadabra.
And I thought that was pretty cool because, it gives a lot of fucking emotion to Genya, because I always just saw him as a dick. But then he starts seeing, like, you see the influence of Tanjiro as well, because the Mist Hashira that came to this village was a dick as well. But both of them have spoken to Tanjiro and they start realizing that they don't need to be dicks as well. Because Genya was like, you don't get to fight. I'm going to kill all these demons myself. You always get, like, the trophy and the glory. But I want it this time. It's my time to shine.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he basically tells Tanjiro to fuck off, but Tanjiro is real stubborn, and he ends up still just fighting with all these other demons. So you find out that the 4 demons that they're fighting are all based off the emotions of one, And this motherfucker's been hiding this whole time. And he's like the size of a field mouse hiding in these bushes. And he can't fight. And that's why he hides. And you see them chasing after this motherfucker. And it was crazy, man. Because Genya tries to go after him. And you thought Tanjiro cut off all these guys' heads. And they all just come back. And they fuck Genya up. And that's when he's like, fuck it. I'll let you take this one time. And then Tanjiro goes after this guy. And that's where this episode ends. So Tanjiro's on the chase now for this other demon so he can kill it, so he can kill the other 4. But no, it was really cool, really great character progression for this one too.
Do you ever get like mixed up between Hell's Paradise and this, like both being like demons and whatnot?
The cool thing is that with with Hell's Paradise, it's done by Mappa TV. Mappa TV are fucking goated when it comes to animation. They are like the kings of like proper animation when it comes to like Japanese cartoon. It's beautiful. That and fucking Hell's Paradise is just gun right now. It's just cool shit. Like it's just ninja shit. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Because it's like Ninja Assassin, but it's on an island. You know what I mean? So I'm in. But fucking oath. But Oshinoko, so I only got one fucking episode this week, the bastards.
What do you mean? You missed out last week, champion.
Yeah, they gave us the double episode and then skipped. I'm like, what the fuck? And going through it, it wasn't even like that crazy. So with this one, it was more so just a lot of acting. So in the previous episodes, we find out that Aqua is going to start doing reality dating shows, and he does get onto this one show, and his sister and one of the other girls that goes to his high school are like, he's going to bomb this. Dude is just so serious all the time, it's not going to work. And he comes through and kills it on this reality dating show. And they get mad and jealous because he's like talking to all these other girls, and he's really acting. Like he's doing his thing, and he's a fucking shoo-in for the shit.
It's not that Riz, huh?
Yeah. Well, fuck's the Rizard of Oz.
The RZA. Jizza.
But yeah, it was pretty straightforward this episode. It was just a lot of like, I've got to do this now. And so now it goes into the politics of the dating show, because you see a lot of them sort of playing their parts within the actual show itself. They're like, oh, I'm going to talk to this guy because these are the benefits I get. I'm going to start a conversation with this person, and they're going to start recording behind me. And this is all going to become candid and on the show now.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they're doing a lot of like dirty shit in the background, but it's not bad. Like it was a bit of a different feel for this episode, because I've been so into like the murderous intent of Aqua.
Yeah.
But for them to sort of just, I guess, dumb it down and focus more on the acting side of things, it was cool. I don't know if they really ground this stuff in proper like acting material or just direction. But what you see is pretty cool, because they give you the background, they show you all of like, you know, the casting and all that shit. It was mad. Really enjoyed that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
Well, that's
good.
it for the anime corner.
Nice. All right. Massive thanks to Madman and the Madman team out there for the invite to Marlowe. So Marlowe is a Liam Neeson starrer, where he takes on the role of Philip Marlowe, a Pulp Fiction character. He's had so many iterations over the years. I think fucking Gregory Peck even played him at one point.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's had quite a few. I'm probably wrong, but yeah. This one is about Marlowe getting approached to investigate this missing props guy. He's like a player in Hollywood, but he's kind of he operates a bit higher than his station. So Marlowe goes on the hunt to find him, and in his travels, he goes through like the underworld and the fucking the like the Playboy Bunny sort of clubs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like that LA Confidential shit that we'd be seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like LA Confidential, but not as grounded a tone.
Mm.
It is still grounded. It is a bit of a slow burn. The only thing that didn't fit, I thought, was Neeson, which was weird because of his age.
Mm.
So
Think Marlo needs to be a little bit younger there.
just a little bit younger. Like
40s?
he's got a history in like war, like going to a war. I think he went to World War I or something like that. And then he kind of sort of comes back, and then he's on the police force, and then he gets kicked out of the police force, and then he's a PI. But like they set Neeson up that he's almost indestructible. You know what I mean? He does not take if he does take a beating in this movie, it's because someone absolutely just destroyed him. Like he fell down something and then they hit him while he was down, and it's like, oh no, Marlo. But he was one punch manning these days.
100%. But it was classic old man Liam Neeson movements as well. It was the bad joint throw punch.
Yeah, like you could tell he's slowing down now at this point in his career.
Yeah.
But the story itself was pretty cool. I think the time period wins you over because they go pretty accurate in terms of the actual period, the clothes, the cars, the music as well was really cool.
Time period? Sorry, what is the time period? 50s?
30s.
29.
30s.
Is it 29 or 34 or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Put it in that pocket.
The First World War went in the 16, yeah?
Yeah. But before the
15,
second.
16, before the second, in 60, in 30 something, or whatever it is. All right.
Yeah. But it shows you like that golden era of Hollywood. There's big productions and whatnot. And it was actually pretty cool. It kind of felt like that King Kong, that same sort of
Yeah.
You go there, Batto.
Sorry. I think I agree with you 100%. Like the story for this was really cool. For me, this sounded like almost a throwaway script that Branagh had for like a fucking Poirot movie as well. That's the vibes you get from this too.
Yeah. There was a lot of kerfuffle and sort of moseying around for very little payoff. That was like my biggest kind of slight at the film. Is that there was so much fart but no shit. And by the end of the movie, you kind of feel like the climax wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
And how things get wrapped up and how Marlowe, who's like he's a straight arrow. Like, he doesn't even fuck the chick, right? But he's willing to kind of turn a blind eye to a couple of things just to get it over the line. And then they kind of incorporate this relationship that he has with like a driver. And I don't know if it's just shared traumatic experience, but he's like, I'm willing to vouch for this man. Fucking knew him all of 5 minutes. He's like, I've got the perfect man for your operation.
Pretty cool. And just quickly as well, one of the viewers, Squally Ball, said, "We always want more shits after those tempting farts."
That's right. Yeah. Especially when they go lower in volume.
Yeah.
And this didn't follow that.
And it dips in the octave.
Yeah. It didn't go from like the loud sort of obnoxious, like big brassy, like ballsy blowout. It didn't go from that into like the silent but deadly.
The tinge of heat.
Yeah. The wind of.
Yeah.
When it's just pure essence.
Pure follicle.
And I really wanted to like this movie more than I did. I probably won't give this. I don't think this will warrant a rewatch. But I think it was interesting watching it just to kind of get an opinion. Neil Jordan does quite well in his direction, his action sequences and whatnot. It was just more the story beats and how they handled that Marlowe character.
Yeah.
This is the same Neil Jordan that did Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah. And
Really?
the Crying Game.
And the Crying Game. And he couldn't keep the story together. Because I got to tell you, like, it's damn near impossible to make a movie of Interview with the Vampire or the Crying Game, to be honest. Like, you shouldn't be able to make movies out of that stuff. It's really hard. Series, yeah. Movie, different story. Like, maybe they fucked him with the edit.
Possibly. I mean, it
Yeah.
feels like there could have been more, but it also feels like they needed to just pep that fucking pacing up.
Yeah. This could have been a
'Cause it-
quick hour 20.
Yeah, I really could have. But they just, like, let me introduce this character and this character and this character. But it didn't feel like they added to the payoff at all.
Yeah.
Because it felt like Marlowe, by the end of it, he knew what the fuck was going on by a third into the movie. And he's like, actually, it was him all along. But like he knew what was kind of happening, but he just needed the clearance to get it. And then it just felt like I need access to this, so I'm gonna go see this person. And then because I went to that place, now this person's gonna come see me. And then I got to talk to this person. And I got to leverage off that. It's just like
Yeah.
it just went on like that.
It was crazy how underused some of the characters were, even at those times as well. Like Danny Houston in here is really fucking good, but they just don't use him enough for his chops as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he was supposed to be the big overarching villain, but just didn't feel big or overarchy.
Yeah. Like the too many fingers in the pies, you know what I mean? Like too many
Yeah.
chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yeah, and when it got time to boogie, like he was just a fucking pushover. He just got laid out.
It fucking throws me off because they really ramp up to this one fucking scene, right? And you think that this slow movie couldn't get any slower. These motherfuckers turned from a pace to a saunter, dog. Like it just got worse. I don't know how many coffees Marlo had in one day, but it was too fucking many.
Yeah.
Also,
it was just poorly executed. I mean, these
Yeah.
are books that they're adapting and stuff like that. Yeah, and with the character in there. Yeah, it seems like it was just poorly executed.
yeah. Oh,
You go there, Batto.
sorry, big dog. I'll quickly get it out. So it wasn't Greg Peck who played Marlowe, but a few mentions was like Humphrey Bogart, James Caan, Powers Booth.
James,
Uh,
come on.
Yeah,
What
and Michael
movie did he-
Gambon,
What movie did he play this character in?
Poodle Springs.
Poodle Springs.
See, like there's all these weird fucking movies out there with this character, and I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like even Michael Gambon was in on a Marlowe movie.
I'm Michael Gambon.
Harry.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Just rushes that manhandles Harry.
I
Oh.
I feel like where Neil Jordan wanted to go was a full classic 1930s slow-paced sort of movie.
China.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mm.
it was trying to be Chinatown,
Mm.
but it got so caught up in some of the more modern mechanics of what a movie, like an entertaining sort of throwback movie should be, that it just completely lost its kind of style.
Yeah.
Chinatown's not like that though. It's really entertaining. Like really entertaining.
But like similar to Chinatown, like Chinatown doesn't have a lot of beats,
No.
like action beats. That's what I mean. But the stuff that they introduce you to is like those what the fuck sort of moments.
And it's
Mhm.
As
interesting.
soon as they start getting into the water and then where the water's going, and it's just like,
Yeah. This is real. It's weird
Yeah.
because I think he based that off that whole movie off an actual New York Times or LA Times article,
yeah.
which is wild.
You know, Paramount got the offer of Chinatown coming out.
Did with Affleck.
that the Affleck one? Because there's two. Isn't there two?
Affleck's directing the movie. I think he's directing the movie, about that story, I think.
Mad.
Yeah. Quite.
I think tonally some of the things were really, really good in this movie too. Like the score for this movie was awesome. Felt like LA Noire. Yeah.
Yeah. Very horny. Lots of
horny.
fucking flugels going off there and everything.
Yeah.
It was like, what's his face? All I hear is Taxi Driver.
That's all I'm hearing now.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. It also had some of those big sort of beats.
And all that sort of stuff.
Pink Panther?
Pause.
Yes, it was Pink Panther. All right.
Squally Ball again, he was like, he loves when the scoring's on. He reckons like a movie that had a great score was Last Night in Soho because it matched the flow really well.
The score was quite good on that.
Yeah, and it was also very period specific.
Yeah.
But also could do the classic, but the modern, but also do the horror. And there's not a lot of movies that can kind of like flick between effectively. Because a horror movie, like I really like the score for The Pope's Exorcist.
I gotta watch that movie.
Same.
The second
Good watching right there.
I'm watching it this week. What's his face? One of the boys at work was like, "You got to watch that movie. It's mad." Supposedly the Right as well is good.
Okay. I thought The Pope's Exorcist was better than The Right. The Hopkins one?
Supposedly it's good. Like he didn't say it was better than The Pope's Exorcist.
I like The Pope's Exorcist better.
I haven't watched
And then Rusty the Crow fucking
Jesus.
gets it in. All right, fellas, take us out there on your movie journeys through the fucking streets of LA to the dunes of Dubai and all that globetrotting.
Purifying ourselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
At this point, all of the fucking fast movies have all like gelled together for me. So that's why I was saying the dunes of Dubai with him jumping into the fucking building and shit.
It's funny because I think you see some of that stuff in here.
Yeah, they really. It's almost like they call it out in this movie.
Yeah,
like just how insane the stunts were in the previous past movies.
It's they're parodying themselves now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're self-aware now.
Yeah.
Like even
Skynet.
They can just they tried to do it in the last one with Tyrese doing that whole what's his face?
I'm alive.
But this time, no, they know.
Yeah.
They know they're in a movie. They're in Matrix. If they turn around and say that they were in a video game the whole time, those would be extremely happy.
It was all a virtual reality.
I know. It was like Triple X playing the game.
Fuck it up.
I was gonna say it was all a game. Ain't that right, Paul? You see him look over.
All right, so this one sort of opens with barbecue, family barbecue. So they're no, it doesn't actually. It starts off with you see the car doing donuts.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And it like makes an infinity sign. So I don't know if they're foreshadowing or whatnot, but still.
That's what the next one's gonna be called. Fast Infinity.
You reckon? Fast and Furious Infinite.
Oh,
Good.
calling it right now.
Yeah.
If our live stream gets shut down, just know Universal just like hit us with the cease and desist.
But yeah, so this opens up with the Dom's Charger doing donuts. You expect Toretto to jump out of that car. It's not. He jumps out of the passenger side, and it's actually his son that's driving, and he's sort of talking to him about what does he say? He's talking about just becoming one with the car and all this other nonsense.
Yeah. Feel the car.
Feel the car, and like, you know, the place where it's going out of control, and you're in control, and you want to. It was almost like the Be Water.
Yeah. It was
yeah.
the Avatar.
It was Avatar, yeah. But yeah, he's trying to get him to think in that space, and then they jet off to a family barbecue, and it's what's his face's Dom's mom is there, no, abuela, so his grandmother's there,
Yeah.
and she tells him something that he'll always win because he's got family, you know, all that nonsense.
Yep.
And then after that, you see a DeLorean, the 2023 DeLorean, pull up. Cypher gets out of the car, what's his face, and then tells Dom about what's his face, Reyes. So this is where we get our first introduction of what's his face, Jason Momoa's. What's his name in here? Something Reyes.
Dante
Reyes, yeah.
Dante Reyes. And it was really good. It was great. Like he didn't sort of like, maybe he killed 2 people just to show that he could, but the way that he does do it is great. So what he does is all of Cypher's guys point their guns at him, right? And he just starts rattling off like names and whatnot, and then just says, "Oh, you guys are all getting a call," and they all get a call, and the people that, you know, he named off are all like, you know, you see them all like sort of tied up and whatnot. Nobody says anything, but you just see they just all point their guns at Cypher straight away, which was pretty cool. I like that. So he sort of just basically took her whole crew off her, took what she was working on. Doesn't have the God's Eye yet because Brie Larson's got it. But yeah, that sort of kicks off this whole sort of cat and mouse thing that he's got going on with Dom. It was awesome to see like the stunts. The stunts are great. Like they're really, really well done. Some of the stuff that they're doing, that whole Rome scene is awesome. There's a lot of car like carnage and stuff like that. No pun. What's his face? It is just really, really big, giant action on a giant scale in places that you don't sort of expect it to be done. Like, especially, I mean, they were so close to the Vatican and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, yeah, for them to be able to shoot there and blow stuff up and all that sort of stuff is crazy.
And did that lean more practical or CG?
It's a bit of both, man.
Okay.
So you can see the assist. There's a big CG shot in here that looks terrible. Like they still can't get CG Vin Diesel right. Not right. Like the uncanny, like just with him, the uncanny valley is just like, that's not right. That's not Vin Diesel. But yeah, for me, the best parts of this movie was the action, and there's plenty of it.
Okay.
This is a great movie to go out, and this is a date night movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, go out, go with your missus. First date movie, this is great as well because you don't have to fucking explain anything. It's a fast movie. You know what I mean? It's fast. Yeah, and it's fun. And it's long, so you're gonna sort of, you know, it's 2 hours and 10-ish minutes, I think.
Did you feel that?
Not really.
Pause? So the pacing's actually really good.
Paced itself really, really well. What I liked about this movie was it was sort of like Dom without his family. So there wasn't even a Paul Walker here to sort of save him and be with him. It was almost like Dom by himself, and the family sort of separate from him, and him sort of trying to make his way back. Yeah,
I could have sworn that they kind of did that. Fate of the Furious.
Yeah,
you know, when he was the
rogue.
yeah.
Yeah, but this is like, you know, I mean, that ends with them sort of working together to bring down. Whereas this is like him trying to get to them and everything and save them and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. It's better than the last one, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I did a rewatch of that last one. I got to tell you, couldn't be me enjoying it.
I'm waiting now. I'm gonna wait until all of these are out on 4K. And I'm just buy them because I know I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I didn't mind it. It's a great date movie. Go out, go watch it on the biggest screen you possibly can. What's his face? It's a fun time.
100%. Yeah.
It's just that at the end of the movie, yeah, it was kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Really?
Like the things
Like the
for
wrap up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the things to call out for me here were like there was some obvious choices that they've made in this movie because they are prepping for that second film.
Yeah,
Mm.
So like
Okay.
you don't see a lot of what's his name? You can't see John Cena.
yeah,
You don't see a lot of him, and he does basically just a massive just fetch quest that
literally.
you don't like, pay much attention to when it comes to those scenes. You expect him to do some other cool shit. But there's not much that really comes of. There's no payoff for his arc in this movie.
Yeah.
And with everyone being so split up, I agree with Dave. Like having Vin Diesel solo was awesome, but then seeing the mix of the other teams, I wasn't enjoying a lot of that when I was going through it. And I felt like
Okay.
some of the scripting was really off. Like, I don't know if it's just like growing accustomed to the fact that they're just memeing themselves moving forward,
Yeah.
or maybe because of the split to Louis Leterrier, that now it's a little bit disjointed, and hopefully this next one's better.
What about Leterrier? Like, how was his, like, did you notice a shift with him taking over? Because a lot of these fast movies, I kind of feel
No,
they're all very samey.
there's
Yeah.
you could have put bloody James Cameron's name on the movie.
Yeah.
And it will look the same as the last movie. Like it's just Diesel directing these movies, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Louis Leterrier said like he was rewriting the script as he was kind of going. So I wonder if he wanted to add more of that self-aware sort of shit.
Yeah. And I think with Momoa's flavor of villainy in here, he's very much so calling out a lot of that meme shit during his like tirade going through.
Mm,
Okay.
But he was still like such a big highlight for this movie too. He was really good.
it was great. Mm,
Where how was Brie Larson?
he was all right.
Yeah.
She's
Because I was
constantly
just
like
on like
this in this movie.
Yeah.
oh really?
I don't know.
She's like
I think
she's trying to graduate from that look. She does that hey, not that voice, but like
You know when someone slaps you in the back of the head and your first reaction is just like But no, like Brie Larson in here, she was still slightly wooden, but you don't get to see a lot of her in here as well.
okay.
because they use her like Mr. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
True, yeah.
Was Little Nobody Scott Eastwood in here?
Yeah, for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn.
6 minutes. Yeah.
And what was I gonna ask?
Still no
Damn.
mention of Brian. Still no visual of Brian. They put that they're at the barbecue at the start. There's no Jack, right? Which is his son. There
Yep.
is an empty seat next to Mia, almost like, okay, he's probably getting something in the kitchen or something. Nothing said about it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I feel like he's always arriving. Like the movie will always end and you'll see the fucking skyline or the skyline's driving up the road or some shit like
You
that.
see the skyline parked in the front of the that's the first shot you see.
Yeah.
Is that car parked in front. So he's there. He's obviously there.
Yeah. It's like Brian always shitting at the wrong time.
That Brian.
And where in the rankings does this go? Is this more bottom of the ladder or is this like near the top for UOs?
This is gonna be the bottom half for me. This is the bottom
Okay.
half. Because Fast
Better
1 to
than-
5 is goaded.
Better than Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Not a
like
favorite of mine.
The Fast and the Furious better than this,
Okay.
which is the
Fourth one.
fourth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was the one where they renamed to Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. It comes back. Yeah. It's better than. I think it's better than 8, which was the Owen Shaw one. I think
Yep.
8 was the last one with Walker in it. Yeah.
I would Fast 8 was Cypher.
Yeah. Owen Shaw is 6
Yeah.
Yeah.
because Statham's 7 after that.
Isn't Statham
Yeah.
4?
No. 4
No.
is Braga.
No.
Where they
Isn't Statham before Cypher? Statham's before Cypher.
Yeah, Statham's
Yeah.
7 and Cypher's 8.
All right.
Cypher's 8.
Yeah.
So the big thing for me in the trailer was that John Cena was a completely different character.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you know how in What's His Face he looked like fucking Gemma from Ninja Scroll?
Does look
At that. But then in this trailer, it was like, cars are cool, right? And it just like that attitude, you just straight went John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
They-
changed it up.
Yeah, they leaned into the comedic John Cena.
Okay. So he's like fully forgiven and everything, like even after the last one where Diesel was like, get your ass out of here. Here's a car. Someone gave me a 10-second car.
They, like, the big narrative for this, they really push the family forgives.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's their way of sort of like bringing all those players in so they're just not forgotten.
And without spoiling it, will we see Dante Reyes again?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Dante Reyes will return.
Yeah. Like, in hindsight, watching this movie, this is very much just Batman's Nightfall, and Momoa is Bane.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
And did you stay for the post credits?
No. We already knew what was going to happen.
Well, what exactly happens? Because that actually came out. Well, do you know what happens in the post credits?
Luke Hobbs show up there.
Yeah, but like why? I don't know. I mean, like, what does he add? Is he just like, I'm back? Then he just like walks into this like.
I'll have to tell you that after the pod because I was going to be spoiling this movie on the day that it came out.
So I guess if we're following what I said about Nightfall, so Bane tears down everything that Bruce owns in part 1, yeah. So this next one is rebuilding all of that. So if you follow into the post credits with that kind of information, it makes a lot of sense with Luke Hobbs showing up after that too. Like they're trying to get the whole family back together now. The whole family.
Wow.
Except for one.
Okay. Did my man Lucas Till show up?
He will. You know he will.
I hope so.
Oh shit. Alan Richson.
How was he? How was Reacher?
Richardson was actually quite good in here.
Yeah.
A little bit of a beard there, mate.
He does. I wish Reacher would grow the beard in the.
So do I.
Yeah.
But
Haircut was cool
for me.
But he moves really well. Like I still haven't watched Reacher, but he moved really well in here. Like you see him like these 3 just like no-name goons try attack him, and he just fucks them up. But it was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but he
I
plays.
gotta tell you, I'm excited to see this movie.
Honestly, watch it. Like I was speaking to B about it, and I was like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you have to watch this movie at the movies. So we're going to go.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, you have to watch it at the movies.
2-time Triz, I'm gonna call you after this year.
Yo.
Jeez.
He's a 2-timer.
What does he say? Skinny's got a bet on you and so and so. He's a 2-time.
It's a knockoff reference there.
So no.
right. Rewatchability. You always checking this out again?
No,
Um,
maybe
you-
maybe on like 4K or something.
yeah.
Okay.
If I'm doing a marathon where it's like someone's never watched the Fast movies before, I'll watch this.
Okay. Good. Because for me, I don't know what it is, but the more bullshit ones, when I watch them a year or two later, I'm like, like I was in a mood.
It's the
So
audio and the picture, my friend. That's what it is.
yeah,
That's how they get you. It's that
Yeah, it's true.
DPSX.
I think coming into these movies knowing that you're not gonna get like a fucking like a proper like written movie and it's just bullshit action, like you just enjoy it, like it's mindless. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I really want to coin Initial Diesel as the title for these movies.
That's
Fucking
what the
laughing
pack's
about
going to be called. That's what the 13 movie pack's going to be called. Initial Diesel Edition. Initial Diesel Edition, mate.
Fucking hell. Sourced by Tygon Studios. I can't believe Diesel owns that, man.
Badly.
That's why those bastards put out that Ark remake. Let's see. Money that man must have. Then I'm telling you, quietly, Fit Dealer's a billionaire.
Badly.
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
I'm not like counting that man's pockets, but like he's putting the work to do it.
True.
Yeah, he bet on the right horses.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah, he took some risks and they didn't work out. I mean, yeah, he's like sometimes got a
but
weird attitude.
it's weird those because it's almost like the ones that don't work are all like the studio stuff, whereas the ones that he sort of puts together, they work.
Okay.
Yeah.
True. You know, I watched Bloodshot again recently and I enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
Wow. I haven't
Yeah.
watched that since because that was one of the HBO Max movies, wasn't it?
Nah, but there was one of the early releases, remember? Because we couldn't
Yeah.
get it over here, so they dropped it straight away.
Right. Right.
Didn't even get a theatrical over here. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't mind it knowing that it was just a mindless action movie after that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But yeah, as long as everyone goes to see this movie so that we can get the Riddick movie like that. That's all I want. To be
Yeah.
honest. Like just give me the Riddick movie. I'd take 7 Riddick movies or
Fucking
9
oath.
Riddick movies. I'd rather 9 Riddick movies than 9 Fast movies.
True.
But yeah, go watch the movie. It's good. It needs to make some money.
Yeah.
Even though Universal's got all the fucking money in the world this year.
True.
Fucking Mario just keeps giving $1.15 billion.
I thought it was up to 1.5 now. Or
Really?
close to. Yeah, because last time I checked, that was like 2 weeks ago, it had crossed the 1.2 billion.
Jesus. I suppose it's the highest grossing film of the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's the only one to cross 1 billion this year.
Until Mission Impossible comes out, and then we get Ethan for some reason always makes 1 billion. Those Mission Impossible films, they're just so well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible has been showing up and showing out since like fucking Rogue Nation.
It's crazy when you think about it because they've been making Mission Impossible films for longer than they've been making fast films, and Mission Impossible films like sometimes can be really over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they still ground them. I wish if Fast and Furious sort of played in that realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. I think the last grounded fast movie we got was honestly 4.
Yeah.
1 is still the grounded most, but 4
the
was
groundest.
like, yeah.
One is simply just Top is just Point Break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that X and 11 like ends like this little world spanning shit, right?
Mm.
And then the finale is something that is just home based, grounded, and they go back to that same formula.
Yeah.
True.
And it's the kids doing it, like starting off like their sort of like thing that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like
True.
they get into shit with the local gangs, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. You know how it gets down.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
and then them Tan brothers come back into the picture.
Where the hell
Yeah.
are them Tan brothers? Where is Rick Yun? We need Rick Yun in this damn film.
Just watch him
Rick-
show up now.
Rick Yun, they should fucking like have him join in the next one.
Is
Yeah.
Diesel on Twitter? He's on
Pretty
IG.
sure
right?
he would.
Now, Diesel's on IG.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on IG.
I'm gonna ask him on IG.
Because Rick Yun's still looking good, man.
Like,
Yeah.
I seen him in Tetris.
yeah,
Oh, still got cheekbones out the fucking wazoo.
Yeah.
he's like a model. So like,
Yeah.
Dude was in hectic shape in Ninja Assassin as well.
like
Yeah, he was.
little brother.
Very good there, baddos.
I think.
All right. And that is a wrap on all the reviews for this week. We'll be back on Sunday, kicking it old school on the news, live and direct. Give us a follow on all of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Check out those trailers, which are going to be linked in the description, if you so please. Yeah, love yourself.